Today, Hannah and I will talk about equity and capability, an ideal approach to an imperfect economy. In this presentation, we'll discuss our definition, our own measurement, as well as our other existing measurements of poverty. If you had to put a face on the issue of poverty, what would it look like? Who would be considered poor? How do we decide that? Is there a solution to it? And if there is, how do we apply it? First of all, let's answer the question, what is poverty? We define poverty as experiencing disadvantages because of a lack of access and resources for economic security. In his book Poverty in America, John Iceland outlines the official poverty measurement, which establishes an absolute poverty line that equals 3 times the amount for budget for food, in accordance with the U.S. Census Bureau. It does not take into account in-kind benefits, which are public assistance programs like SNAP, WIC, housing credits, and Medicaid, near cash benefits like tax credits, or non-discretionary expenses that are relative for different households. In other words, the OPM measures poverty solely based on pre-tax income. Which we feel is an outdated, oversimplified, and inaccurate representation of the economic status. A more comprehensive approach to measuring poverty is the supplemental poverty measurement, used by Kathleen to analyze poverty statistics from 2010, as well as by Trudi, Renwick, and Liana in the most recently updated data from 2015, released in September of 2016. The SPM establishes relative poverty thresholds based on FCSU, geographical location, in-kind benefits, and subtracted non-discretionary expenses, using consumer expenditure survey data updated every 5 years. We mostly agree with the measurement level of inclusion of factors that influence poverty outside income. While we recognize that it may not sufficiently apply to individual household situations, the SPM effectively provides information for wide-scale macroeconomics understanding. See how we measure poverty. A household is considered impoverished if the total financial income, including in-kind benefits, is still not sufficient to afford the family basic food, clothes, shelter, utilities, minus the expenses of taxes, transportation, childcare, and medical out-of-pocket. Let's imagine that we have family A of 3 members, a single mom, a 10-year-old kid, and a 3-year-old kid. Family A lives in an urban city in South Carolina. Every day, the mother works for 8 hours and earns $9 per hour. Let's do a little math here. With $9 per hour, she will earn $18,722 per year, assuming that she doesn't take any sick days. However,
Her expenses include food, clothing, housing, and utilities. What we can refer to as FCSU for the whole family. She also needs to take a bus to transport to and from work. Besides, her 3-year-old baby needs someone to take care of while the mother is working. Moreover, kids get sick all the time, so healthcare becomes part of their family concern. Now we'll introduce Family B, a married, undocumented Hispanic couple with no children. They live in a rural area of California. And the husband has a serious health problem that doesn't allow him to work anymore. Since the wife is also undocumented, she can only have domestic jobs. She's currently a house cleaner, earning $12 per hour. Hence, assuming that she doesn't take any sick days, their annual income is $24,960. They are not eligible to receive any in-kind benefits. Thus, besides FCSU, they have to spend money on transportation and medical out-of-pocket expenses. Since they're not eligible for disability or anything beyond emergency health care, and we hope that they can kill her husband's disease. With the OPM threshold of $18,871 for a family of 3 members, according to the 2015 U.S. Census Bureau, Family A's pre-tax income of $18,720 is below the poverty line. According to the SPM, Family A is above the poverty line, thanks to the inclusion of resources like in-kind benefits. With the OPM threshold of $12,331 for a family of 2 members, according to the 2015 U.S. Census Bureau, Family B's pre-tax income of $24,960 is above the poverty line. Because the family is not eligible for resources included by the SPM, Family B is under the poverty line. These 2 examples of families show the way that geographical location, race, family makeup, gender, and citizenship status impact economic status and capabilities. So what are capabilities? According to Martha Nussbaum and Amartya Sen, capability is a substantive freedom to achieve alternative functioning combinations. And what is functioning? Sen outlines functionings as parts of the state of a person, or various things that they manage to do or be in leading a life. An example of this interaction would be universal health care access as a capability to ensure good health as a function. This capability approach seeks to establish a form of economic empowerment. While critics might favor a laissez-faire economy or limited government involvement, we need to acknowledge that capabilities that are negatively impacted by poverty directly affect the economy and infrastructure of a nation. Although the OPM gives a universal equation to calculate poverty threshold, it needs to be updated in order to thoroughly represent the modern situation. The SPM is more updated and considers more aspects of a household's life such as healthcare, childcare, etc. However, it's still not perfect since it leaves out transportation expenses, for example. There's no perfect poverty measurement because of the complexity of the issue. The ultimate goal is to eradicate poverty. This can only happen through open dialogue between those who experience low-income situations, economists, legislators, and the general public to reach a solution for a better future, the future without poverty.